Happy holidays! Because of Christmas, we're sending out this week's coaching nugget early. And I've selected a previous informative teaching from our Nugget Vault for your viewing. Trust you have a wonderful and joyous season.
Snow falls in Anaheim. Southern California suburb experiences snow. Now, I know in many areas of America during this time of the year, it is not unusual to experience snowy conditions. However, for there to be snow a few miles from Disneyland is totally unexpected. A couple weeks ago, I was scheduled to speak at Influence Church in Anaheim, pastored by our friends Phil and Tammy Hossenpiller. And to my surprise, the parking lot in front of the church was covered with snow. Which brings me to our nugget topic, increasing impact. And we'll be right back with today's coaching segment. But first, a couple nights ago, watching a program entitled 12 Best Christmas Commercials. And one of them caught my attention as it made me think about what Christmas could be like in Hawaii. I thought you might like to see part of this commercial. After watching that video, I should probably say Mele Kalikimaka, or in Hawaiian, that means Merry Christmas. So here I was in Southern California, a few miles from the beach. The sun was shining brightly and kids were playing in the snow. This was happening because the church leaders had decided to create a special children's Christmas snow experience. Volunteers had stacked bales of hay, and a professional snowmaking company had been hired to create a winter wonderland featuring a slide. That experience gave me a fresh appreciation of the ability of each of us to raise the impact of an event. See, this church could have taken the kids to a playground. They could have brought in inflatable bounce houses and slides. However, by bringing in snow, they elevated the experience to a higher level. And the underlying principle is that any time we can add an emotional element to a positive situation, we increase its neural implantation in people's brains. And this results in feel-good chemicals being released and magnified memory retention. That's why when I'm planning a significant event or something, one of the first things I consider is, how can I raise the emotional level of the experience? I use this thinking when working on event openings, when preparing speaking presentations, and even when giving gifts. American lecturer Dale Carnegie, who was an author and pioneer in the psychology of successful personalities, taught, when dealing with others, remember, you are not dealing with people of logic, but creatures of emotion. So my question is this: what can you do to increase the emotional impact of the Christmas season for others and for yourself? It might not take much time or money, but by using some innovative strategies such as maybe caroling outside a loved one's home, or just putting Santa outfits on a bunch of surfers, you could greatly magnify other people's positive feelings and memories. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.